Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Keith and you're watching Come On The Hoop Celtic. Hello to all my subscribers there and new people as well watching on YouTube. Happy Friday to you all. Hope you're all tuning in and enjoy the half an hour to 35 minutes of the podcast. I said I'd pop on this Friday, talk about a lot of matters, a lot of stuff going on this week considering we didn't have any midweek games. We have a massive game on Monday against Dundee United at Tannadice in the Scottish Cup quarter final, which we're all looking forward to. It will be a long 8 days away from Celtic and domestic action, but I'm looking forward to talking about loads of stuff today. Get the comments in, let us know what you think. We're going to talk about Ange, we're going to talk about Neil Lennon, the former manager, we're going to talk about Scott Brown, the former captain, we're going to talk about the game as well on Sunday, and we're going to talk about former players as well that could make us a few bob in the next transfer window. So get on it, start getting the comments in. As I said, I'll be here till about 2:05, so get the flowing with the comments and roll on. But this game on obviously Monday night, it's not going to be a walkover big time. Like, we have a massive playing against good organised team, Dundee United. We got a 3-0 win the last time we went there. Tom Rogers got the goal, David Turnbull got a goal as well. But it's interesting to see how we line up, if we're going to make a couple of changes as well on Monday night against these. Like, last time we played them, we had that historic win at Celtic Park, 10 men down, and Abada got that stoppage time winner. So fingers crossed and see what happens. But they'll be up for it. You know, I know Rangers are playing obviously Dundee FC on the Sunday, and you know, if we win this game on Monday night, we're into Hampden. We're at a semi-final at Hampden, where we have a really good record as well. But 50 games under Ange, who would have thought it? Like, it's literally, he's been doubted since day one. I was one of the doubters at the time. I took obviously a couple of press conferences from me to be win over, having the confidence in him. But look, he's done a fantastic job. He's done better than a lot of people expected, and that's the most important thing. The football's changed. The crop of players that we have in, we have better players in that actually want to play for the shirt as well. So, which is fantastic to see. So yeah, 25 wins, 5 draws and 10 losses. A draw in Celtic guys is as bad as a defeat sometimes, but it just depends how the way you conduct yourself on the pitch in that day as well. Let us know if you can hear the sound properly. It'd be good as well. I'm gonna share this onto Facebook. See will this work as well. Really not in the mood to be talking on Facebook today, but we'll talk on YouTube anyway. One person is watching, 2 people are watching now, so get the comments in. I know it's kind of hitting past lunchtime on a Friday, some people finish early, but how are you feeling about Monday against Aberdeen? I watched the Q&A Ange done with the alphabet as well, saying that he hasn't tasted the Iron Brew, he hasn't tasted the haggis yet. His favourite film is Shawshank Redemption, cracking film by the way, good selection there. But he said he's always has 3 outcomes of a football match: win, lose, or draw. Just go out and enjoy our football, and then the work will pay off. Which he's right. He's right completely. Obviously, like the jersey in the background as well. The good L 2012-13. Actually, this jersey reminds me when we did play Dundee United at Hampden, the 4-3 game. What a result! That was some result that day. It really was. Chris Commons getting a few goals, Stokesy getting a few goals. That was really a good one. That was a good encounter against Dundee United. I can't remember the last time. I think the last time we played Dundee United in the Scottish Cup in Tannadice, we're going back to 2000. I think it's 2010-11 season. The last time we played them. Well, just on the note of Neil Lennon. Look, I wish Neil Lennon the very best at Ammonia. Look, at this time last year, I was cursing him. I was getting annoyed. I was getting agitated, like most Celtic fans. We were getting agitated about the whole Neil Lennon one step down at the time. But look, I wish him the very best. You know, you can't live in short memories. You got to think of the memories that he did bring to the club as a player as a coach, as a manager, 5 titles as a player, 5 titles as a manager. He was the man that started off this when we went on this run, of success. I've gone on to do 9 titles in a row, and he was five. Then was down to Neil Lennon. People are very don't want to live in the past too much about the bad times. The good times is he's getting himself back on the map. I know it's not the ideal club that he would probably wanted, but he has to win Cyprian League, and it's playing against a real good Abel Nicosia team as well. And you see the likes of that Abel Nicosia, they're always around the mix of getting into the Champions League as well. So it's not going to be a walkover for Lenny, but they're sharing a stadium, which is weird. But look, I wish him the very best. I found his interview yesterday a bit strange when he turned around and said, "I'm not hungry, I'm starving for success." Like, that was a bit of a weird one, to be honest. No comments yet. No comments coming through. 6 minutes and we're not in one single comment coming through. Get them in. I'm going to talk about this man as well. This man, Bruni. Obviously, put his post out today on Instagram, thanking Aberdeen, and he's obviously going to take a step back and decide what he's going to do in his career and stuff like that. Which, to be honest with you, it's been a long career for Scott Brown, and look at the amount of trophies he's won. Over 20 trophies in there, over 700 games, which is fantastic for Scott Brown, and represent his country as well in numerous of times as well. So I'm delighted for Bruni. It could be a case where he could go back to Celtic in some coaching capacity. Could have offers with Neil Lennon to Cyprus. Could be Brendan Rodgers. Regardless which way where he goes, if it's Cyprus, if it's Leicester, or if it's Celtic, I'm gonna back him anyway, and I want him to do well. This is another step to one day seeing him on the sidelines managing the team, and these are the chances. Like, I know there's gonna be people that will be like, don't go down to Leicester because like Brendan this and Brendan that, but like, people need to move on from that stuff. Like, Brendan's a fantastic manager, and if he can help Bruni develop as a coach, it benefits Scott Brown, and we may see him back at Celtic Park one day, Scott Brown. Or I'm sure he has many offers. Like, he might even just take a step away from it and just go into football punditry for the year or 6 months. It just depends. But he's a good character. What a fantastic captain he was. Unbelievable saving for Celtic. And it'd be very hard to get a captain like him again. I know Callum's doing a fantastic job at the moment, and you can't fault Callum McGregor. Obviously he's had to win one trophy that was up for grabs at the earlier part of the season. He's done a fantastic job. Let me know about the sound, folks. Just let me know if the sound is working perfect. It should be working perfect. But I know a lot of Celtic fans are go on yourself, mate. How's it going, Pat? I just said I'll put the yellow on, something different. I'll be on till about 2:10, then back to work. 45-minute lunch, which is grand on a Friday. It's fantastic, As I said, I hope you like the jersey in the background, but yeah, it's, as I said, 35 wins, 5 draws and 10 defeats, and tomorrow is going to be anniversary. 9 months tomorrow. Ange Postecoglou took the Celtic job, was announced as the manager. It's announced as the manager. Jesus Christ, it feels like about 5 years ago at this rate. But look at that 9 months, how much the club, how much the team has changed, the morale, the fans, everybody's feeling good again. Everyone's feeling good again. It feels like that, that bad hangover of last season is gone. That really bad hangover, that nightmare has gone. And it's going to be a sellout for the St Johnstone game and the Ross County game. So Ross County is obviously going to be next week in the league, and then after the international break we're home to St Johnstone after the derby game. So interesting times. David Turnbull still has to come back. Kyogo, hopefully he'll be fit in the next week or two. Hopefully he's not picked for Japan, fingers crossed. So yeah, if you're only tuning in late, get the comments in. There's loads I want to talk about. So I want to talk about Ange, I want to talk about Neil Lennon, I want to talk about Bruni, Maeda, Giakoumakis, Dembele, Carter Vickers, Jota. It's a good bit, We have momentum, and the momentum's there by winning games late, putting the hard work in. As I said, there's a few leaks in the team, but every team's not perfect. And what I mean by leaks is, I mean strengthen that left back position if it's Jovanovic playing left back, or if it's going to be Taylor being on his A game, which I think 70% of Celtic fans don't have that confidence in Taylor that he's the solution for next season. And look at, he has good games and you can't fault it, but he's not the answer going into into Europe. Like there's a lot of players that are not the answer that going into Europe, but it's about turning up in the day and getting together. But we have a lot of football to play before we can even think about Champions League football. I'm not getting carried away and just putting out there that it's a possibility that we could be playing in the Champions League next season. We have to win the league. And as I said last week, folks were trying to correct me on the whole coefficient stuff. Yes, at the start of the season we are told that we're getting Champions League football if we win the league, and then with the coefficient ratings being going up and down with Scotland, there was a chance that Scotland's Champions League spot, the automatic qualification spot, was in jeopardy. But with the whole banning of the Russian league and the Russian national team in FIFA and UEFA competitions, it's as much as I hate saying it, it's helped Scotland's coefficient, to stay in the top 10. So I don't like wish war on anyone, and see what happens. But get the comments in, get them in. As I said, that Ange Daffabet interview we done on Celtic TV and on the Celtic social media platforms is brilliant. It's absolutely brilliant. Goes on for about 4.5 minutes, just talking about, obviously, I don't think people will want to have him over and he's there talking about football. Sorry, you can listen to Ange talk all day. I've watched a couple of his Australian channels that have interviewed him, like Stan Sport, the other one that was done a couple of days ago. So yeah, like Alan Brazil trying to laugh at him when he got the job, but 9 months later, no, I'm gonna say 9 years. Just need to keep it together and winning, one game at a time. Sefco have 4 more. Look, leave them to it. As I said in the channel, let them keep going the way they're going. They're not going to win the Europa League, but if they have that thing that they're in their head they're going to win it, let them think they're going to win it. But if they're playing on a Sunday and we're playing on a Saturday and we're getting the job done and dusted, and we're keeping extending that lead, that 3-point lead, or when we get to play them now on the 3rd of April, it could be a 6-point lead. It just depends, it depends. And Dundee, like, I know it's a break away from the league. Dundee on Monday night, which is on Premier Sports, it's not a walk in the park. Like, if anyone thinks we're expecting 3 or 4-0 in this game, I really believe you need to really have to think of consideration. Yes, we did get 3-0 the last time, but Dundee are a really good side. They defensively they're really good, and we did break them down in the last few games we played them in the league, and obviously getting that 3-0 win at Tannadice and then beating them as well, getting that Abada winner as well at Celtic Park about 6 weeks ago. Anything's possible in football, but will he make changes? Will he bring the likes of Dembele? Mikey Johnson could be in contention as well. So my starting lineup for Monday night, I put a strong team out. At the end of the day, you put a strong team out. If you're ambitious about the cup, you have to go out and just play the best team you can. So Hart, Jovanovic, he's gonna go. I say Taylor. I'm gonna go with Carter Vickers and Starfelt as usual. Gonna go Beaton in there again. I think Beaton done a great job against Livy. Gonna go Callum McGregor. Gonna go Tommy against Dundee. Has to be done. We could have a Tate for a disposal, a Roddy for the disposal. James Forrest, give him the right wing. Give him the right wing. Let him play in the right wing again. I know Abada's offer for selection. Play James again. At the end of the day, James is on 440 appearances for Celtic since 2010. It's crazy to think. James Forrest, he's at the scoring in nearly 13 different seasons, they're saying. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. But James, he has to play against Dundee. Just let him give a half, see how he can get into the rhythm of the game. If not, you bring Abada on. On the left has to be Jota, and then up front will have to be Maeda. Look, at Giakoumakis won't be a bad threat against Dundee, but I'll have to go with Maeda. I think now people still have the jury out on Maeda, and I keep backing him to the hills. As I keep saying, he's at the playing a full season in the J League. He's at the coming in here. He's at the scoring, I think, 6 goals already so far. Maeda hasn't played well. He hasn't played bad. Some games he hasn't turned up, but look, he'll get there. Still getting used to Scottish football. I like the Ralston. I thought Ralston played well against Livy. Obviously Jovanovic. I think Jovanovic against Dundee be a better one. As I said, if we win this game, we're into Hampden, but it's not going to be a walk in the park. But yeah, it'll be Ange's 51st game as a Celtic manager. As I said, 9 months tomorrow. He was announced as a Celtic manager, and we all know what happened 9 months ago. I'm sure a lot of us were throwing the toys out of the pram that didn't know a lot about Ange, and I was one of them. Many times I've said it, but I'd love to see young Dembele get a run tomorrow if he can come off the bench. He's doing well for the B team, scoring a few goals as well in the Glasgow Cup. He's getting a bit of time as well. He's done well since he came back from his injury, but the only way Dembele will get a contract extension if he keeps playing football, if it's B or senior football. How do we accommodate Joseph? We could play him on the left. Let's go back. Will we actually sign the likes of Carter Vickers and Jota on the permanent? I think so. And I think it's down to, I know I done a video on this earlier on, but I think it's down to available funds. And available funds could be the likes of the Tierney sale to Madrid, and Frimpong going to Bayern Leverkusen, and Dembele going to United. Look, I'm not getting my hopes up on these because it's just transfer speculation, but these things can possibly happen in football. People are looking at the likes of Tierney. Tierney is linked with Real Madrid. There's no question about him. Tierney is class. Look at me, captain Arsenal the other day for the last 12 minutes of the game. But look, he's a cracking player, Tierney, and we all know that he will get another high-profile move. And I just think Arsenal at the moment, Arsenal are a big club, but they're not challenging. They're not challenging for leagues. They're not challenging in Europe. So they got knocked out of the FA Cup against Forest. So I like to see, obviously, Tierney go up a step better. And a massive happy birthday to a former Celtic youth player, Andrew Robertson. There's a Champions League winner. There's a Premier League winner. Scotland's left back. Scotland's captain. Happy birthday to Robbo today. What a player. What an absolute player. Serious baller. Liverpool got him from little to nothing off Hull, and look at, he's just getting better and better as a player. But I think Maeda in the future, Maeda is going to, obviously, it was a loan move, an option to buy, and they're saying it basically he will become the Celtic in the summer anyway. So I think Maeda's settled in some games. Look at his physicality is not bad. Some people are slating his touch and all that. I think that's ridiculous. At the end of the day, the guys that are banging in over 20 goals in J League, in Champions League football last season. Jovanovic can play left back, right mid, centre. That's why I was saying for the Derby game, if he wasn't, if the likes of Callum wasn't available at the time for the last Derby game, because I know B-Tom was suspended, I would have played Jovanovic in there. But look, we done great. Done a decent job. Callum obviously was there, and he had a storm of a game coming back with the mask. But it's not going to be an easy one on Monday night. But give us your starting lineup anyway. So if you're only tuning in now, I just want to say, I'm going to talk about Scott Brown for a minute again. Brownie, I wish him the very best whatever he does. It's been a magnificent career for Scott Brown. 14 years at Celtic, over 22 honours at Celtic, nearly 623 appearances for Celtic. Unbelievable stuff. Some people want him back already with Ange and with the coaching team. I think it's very early for. I think I want to see him go off, learn about different cultures, learn about different styles of football. If it's Brendan Rodgers or Leicester, or if it's Neil Lennon, or if he goes down the route of being a manager himself already, or if he goes to Celtic as a B team coach or 18s coach, you never know. There's reports that he could be, like Ange said, the door's open for him at Celtic, but give him a bit of time. Let him learn the ropes. I wouldn't mind seeing him going to Hibs and working with Sean Maloney and getting a bit of experience there as a number 2 or a number 3 or something like that. Just be good for his development. I think it's still early to bring Bruni back to Celtic in a senior coaching capacity, and that's my honest opinion on it. I love the guy, as we all know. I love the guy. One of my favourite footballers of all time, but definitely. If this is your first time tuning into the channel as well, please subscribe. Get the questions in as well. I'll be on for another 10 minutes before I have to go back to work. I think Carter Vickers, as I said, Carter Vickers is a possibility, but it's giving him the right wages. It's giving him the perks of signing for Celtic on a permanent, and he already has half of that by playing on a weekly basis, getting clean sheets, scoring the odd goal or two. You know, winning medals, like he won the League Cup and he could be winning the league, winning the Scottish Cup as well. Like being on loan, going to a club like Celtic with a high profile, 60,000 seater stadium, sell out for the next 2 home games, and then you have a chance to play every week and be idolised by the fans. It's a no-brainer. There's no point of going to the likes of Wolves. Yeah, the Premier League is obviously better than the SPFL, but you know, the fans don't really get the concept of you. If you go wrong, they're going to be slating you. You know, you're all over sports media if you have a bad mistake in the Premier League. People give Joe Hart a hard time. I watched Joe Hart's press conference yesterday. I love Joe Hart. Look, at the end of the day, Joe Hart's came out and said that, you know, to be a footballer is amazing. To even just playing football without any crowds there, just to do the job itself is amazing. To have that 60,000 fans there is special. Joe Hart gets the club. You know, I think he's been the best signing under Ange, permanent signing under Ange. And yes, Jota's been outstanding. Yes, Carter Vickers has been unbelievable, but Carter Vickers has been the best loan signing, you know, in this campaign. But Joe Hart, for me, has to be the best signing of the season. Just down to, yes, we still have leaks at the back. We're still conceding stupid goals, but he's tidied it up. You know, the only thing that a lot of fans are still talking about on this channel and are talking about a lot is Joe Hart being adventurous and going out for a corner and winning a foul, catching the ball in the middle of the year. He just doesn't have that about him, and that's the only fault I'd say about Joe Hart. And especially when it comes to corners as well, on his line, it's like he's lost. He doesn't have that security with the players on the posts as well. You go back to that Aberdeen game to start the season, young Montgomery. You know, you go back to the Dundee game a couple of weeks ago at Celtic Park. There was no marking on the post. Like there was literally no one there to clear the ball off. Shocking. But it will get better. It definitely will get better. And I think Joe has been a great ambassador to the club. And what a signing! What an absolute signing! He just gets it. He just feels. You know, he's enjoying his football. And obviously he's had to be at Spurs for the last. He was at Spurs last season. He was at Burnley. He didn't really work at Burnley. Got a string of games at West Ham, but he just, you know, he's happy. This is the first time I've seen Joe Hart being happy in about 10 years, enjoying club football. Obviously, title winner with City, Golden Gloves with City, 4 Golden Gloves in a row, top keeper. Just need, as I said, I think Celtic, he's set to find himself at Celtic again, and never know, next season Joe Hart putting off cracking saves and playing Champions League football. Wouldn't rule him out for England call-up. Wouldn't rule him out at all. You know, England have some good keepers at the moment, Ramsdale and stuff like that. But like Joe Hart, you know, he has his pros and his cons, and we're seeing more of his pros this season with Celtic than his cons. And people are like, I don't know why people are giving him a hard time. You know, he's definitely an Ange signing, 100%. As I said, I've done the video on him literally before he signed. I said, look, I think this would be a good signing for Celtic. Obviously, James McCarthy hasn't worked out for us. He's just been unfortunate. It just doesn't suit the style of football. Just doesn't suit the style of football. He's not up to match fitness. You know, we've seen him against Livy at the start of the season. He struggled. Some games he has came on and made a difference in some aspects, but like he's nothing prolific where you say, right, look, this guy deserves. Like I know he's at the sign, and I think it was a 3-year deal or 4-year deal. I think it's a 4-year deal. Dundee, Hart, Joseph, Starfelt, Taylor, Beaton, Callum, Rogic. I'd probably go Katrina. I'd probably go with Jamesy. The difference, I love Abad. I think Abad has been outstanding. I just think Jamesy, he needs a bit of time, and I just want to expect James Forrest to be one of these 1 in 10 game players, and he needs to prove to Crick wrong. And the only way you prove Crick wrong is playing games. And if it doesn't work out within the first half, you change around and bring Abad on. Unfortunately, there's a chance this could go to extra time, as far as I know, because it is the Scottish Cup. It could go to extra time, but so I think we have enough in the tank to beat Dundee if we make a couple of changes as well. You could see Scales play. Scales scored against Dundee at Tannadice. Could see Scalesy getting a nod as well. How's it going, Willie? And look at Callum McGregor's learned a lot under Scott Brown as a captain over the last 7 odd years. He's been in the senior team, and I just think the whole Bruni speculation is just like, as much as I love the man, and I think it's just let him go off and do his own thing. Let him suit what's best for him. Suit best for him. If he goes to Leicester, or he goes to Cyprus, or if he goes to another club and learns his coaching badges, We're playing Dundee United. Rangers are playing Dundee. We're playing Dundee United on Monday night. And look, as I said, Dundee or Dundee United, they're both tough teams. Right? I know Dundee are down the bottom of the table, but Dundee United are very organised, really good, and Charlie McGrew will be up for it against his former team as well. So, not walking the park. I'm expecting a 2-0 victory in Tannadice. 2-0. As I said, if we could just defend well and don't give away stupid goals and press the way we were playing against Livy. Look, we blew Livy out of park the first half of the game. If we can go out there and just literally press on Livy or press on Dundee the way we done against Livy, it's a grass pitch as well. Why not? I think I could fancy Maeda getting a goal up in Tannadice, and I fancy another Tom Rogers goal. So that's what I'm going to go for. I will be doing a podcast tomorrow night as well, folks, just talking about similar to what today is. Hopefully there'll be more news as well by then. If this is your first time tuning in, please subscribe to the channel as well. Be really appreciated. Even share it to a friend, or even put up on WhatsApp or something. I think Giacomakis, bring him on the second half. Win a good few fouls. Threaten the air as well. Just like to see, a goal tomorrow from a set piece for us. Something that we're lacking this season. Not a lot of it. Like, as far as I know, it's only been like a 2% conversion rate off a corner we've scored off set pieces. Do you think the young players will be involved final phase of the season? I could see Dembele being involved, and Mikey Johnson, he's obviously come back from injury, and David Turnbull should be available next week, hopefully against Ross County. Moffat, maybe Johnny Kenny. I can't see him featuring for Celtic as much as we brought him in as a senior player. Done well in the reserve game the other day. So I think the likes of Johnny Kenny, I would like to see him get more B team football to the end of the season. Just have him around the senior squad, getting used to the whole change of culture. The same as Scales. Like, I like to see Scales get more time. I love to see Scales start on Monday night, but I'd say he's gonna go with Taylor. Say it'd be Taylor. Could go with Scalesy. We've seen Scales scoring against them already, so fingers crossed. But Jovanovic has to be first choice in penalties. Obviously he didn't start the other day against Livy, the 15 minute that penalty. But look, that's Callum's second penalty miss this season, and just unfortunate. What a player, what a captain Callum has been since he stepped into the role. What a captain. He'll miss Monday's game, but that's what I'm saying. He could be in contention for the Ross County game. I know Ange came out and said yesterday he won't be in contention for Dundee. It's hard to say without seeing performances in training before you have any decision. Any predictions for the Dublin derby tonight? Bows and Shelts. I'd say Bows will win 2-1 against Shelts. Bows have done well so far. It's that good. Damien Duff, he hasn't been. The Shelts team haven't been at the races, but I'd say 2-1. Would have loved to go to it, but have duties tonight. Duties. That's a good question. That's a really good question. That's a video we're going to be doing as well. This moment of time, I would play Moyeda on the left, Jota on the right. Jota can play on the right. We've seen him playing on the right a couple of times this season. You've seen against Betis how class he was at the right. And then on front, Kyogo. That would be my three. That's the way I look at it. It's all down to form. It's all down to confidence, you know. And I think you could even play Kyogo on the right, you know, Jota on the left and Giakoumakis in there. But it's a headache to even think about. It really is. It's a really good one, to be honest with you. But yeah, I'll stay on for another 3 minutes. I will be doing a throwback video tonight on Roy Ayton, Feed the Bear. I said the last week I was going to do it, but being busy this week with other stuff, so it will be up. I'm going to start this week. I'm going to try to get Roy Ayton done, Alan Thompson done, and Kenny Dalglish. They're the 3 players I'm going to try to get done this week. So, as I said, I'll get Feed the Bear done. Gonna be a hard one. We'll get Alan Thompson done. I have his book here, and his book's over there. I'm gonna read a good bit of his book, signed book. So I'm gonna get into that. Tomo won't get straight back into the team. Yeah, of course he's not going to get straight back into the team. 100%, Edward. You know, you got the likes of Tate that's playing good. O'Reilly's been playing good. And I think some people have been getting a bit annoyed about Tate's performances recently. Give the guy a break. Give the guy a break. Like, Itaguchi still has to come back into the squad as well. Like, so, yeah, it's just... It's there's so much midfield options there, and there's going to have to be a clear out. There's going to be at the likes of Sorrow and McCarthy. You know, like, I just think McCarthy's going to be just collecting a dead wage. And as much as I like the guy, I just think he doesn't suit the style of football. You know, it doesn't suit the style of football. Yes, he's a good physical player, but James McCarthy for Celtic, they're not compatible. And I thought at the start of the season they were going to be compatible, but, you know, I got that wrong. And, you know, Beaton is better in that position, and Beaton, you know, sails the ship, and he's an unsung hero near Beaton. And people might disagree with me, but, you know, if you're only at the club 10 years and you're winning titles and you're part of success, and you know, he's at the playing 270 games for Celtic. So Beaton deserves a new contract. He deserves another contract. As I said in the channel, I'd like to see Jamesy. I just think Jamesy's contract to the end to 2023. I just think, I don't know. I just think if Dembele starts getting string of football next season, if he gets another contract, you know, that's my answer for a right wing as a backup for the Bada, you know. And there's no harm having competition there. Definitely not. I'll try to get a bit of cash for Turnbull. Just might be. No. David Turnbull is one for the future. Definitely one for the future. You know, like if Tate plays good football, he could be gone in 2 years. David Turnbull would be loyal and stay at Celtic. He fought hard to get that deal. So I think David Turnbull would be one for me. McCarthy, Sorrow, Yeti, all free the wage bill. The thing about McCarthy is he's probably on a decent amount of money, and that's the problem there with that long term deal. Sorrow, I think Sorrow, a loan move for me would suit Sorrow. Yeti definitely terminates contract. Just sell him for even $1 million at this rate. Barkas, sell him. You know, as I said, it's meeting the players and their wages, and if they want to play for the club. If they're just here for a loan move and you want to end on a high and get as much game time and go back to their parent club, let's be honest, Jota will probably get back into the Benfica team if he goes back on a permanent, as much as I hate seeing it. I could see Jota going back to Benfica for the summer, and then Celtic at the end of the window going back in for him. That's what I think that's going to happen with Jota. Carter Vickers, he's going to be gone. He's going to be gone from Spurs. If it's a Celtic got the first option to get him, 6.5 million. Wolves want him. Crystal Palace want him. You know, it's Leicester want him. How's it going, Paul? Hope you're well. You're unlucky. You know, I don't think he was an Ange boy as well. I completely agree with you. So, folks, I'm going to leave it there. I will be back on tomorrow night. For the podcast. I'd say after about 9:30. So please tune in. Tell your mates about it. As I said, Paige been quiet, so there's a good few videos you have to catch up on if you haven't seen. Done 2 yesterday, done 1 this morning, and I will be doing that throwback players I promised already. Feed the Bear will be done later on, so just have to refresh the brains and get the statistics out. But I really appreciate you tuning in, and have a great Friday, and roll on Monday 2-0 Celtic against Dundee United. So I'll be back tomorrow for a preview show. Hello.